Well, I'm going to be limited in ability throughout the month of June and pretty much throughout July. So yeah, this summer is going to be tough for me. So that means I'm kind of stuck with my safe side activities and can't do anything risky in a timeline where every action is a gamble. And with that totally said, I got my tea with me thinking about what to do because I do want to get my hands on a Waifu's of Gaming and touch on it, but the Waifu Labs Lounge is not around because of a situation. So the question here is, what's there left for me to do? Gotta figure something out about that straw.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
The Lounge recommends you a game, and it's Fireworks Mania. This game may be a bit rocky in optimization because Unity Engine, but it stays strong as a Unity Engine game impressively. This sandbox simulator game just tells you to screw around with fireworks. Channel your inner Yoimiya and set off those blazing spectacles in the sky. Also, with destructible environments, your experiments may create chaotic results depending on how crazy you get. This fireworks simulator is really good fun. Add in the community modding support, and you get shenanigans that are endless. This one's a worthy download.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. And today we're going to be talking about mini PCs because I've been hearing a lot about them. I have been seeing videos about them, about the gaming capabilities of the iGPU and how they're also great for video editing and doing live streaming through OBS and whatnot and yada yada yada. Okay, but if those iGPUs are very capable, as people have been claiming from left and right, could that mean that they could be capable for not just video editing, but for dual PC solutions, in which the mini PC would have to act as the one that captures the gameplay footage and editing's handled on there and all that kind of stuff? Is it that up to par to rival the M2 Mac Mini? That's the good question here. And that's what I've been wondering. Now what I have in my hand is a Venus series from Minisform. Okay, so Minisform. When it comes to Minisform, it has been a huge name that has been heard across the internet, across the world of technology, across the mini PC space. We have been hearing about them a lot in the Gamer Man's Lounge news segments, and that's the thing. I happen to have my hands on a Venus series from the brand Minisform, and with that totally said, if it's that capable, then it should be capable for video editing. Okay, with no need for an iGPU, because right now there's claims going around that you don't need a dedicated GPU. Oh, you don't need a dedicated GPU. You don't need a dedicated GPU for editing and whatnot. Okay, well, if you don't need a dedicated GPU, much more than already such the case traditionally, then okay, then what's going on? Let's put that theory to the test, shall we? What I have in my hand is a Venus Series NPB6 Intel Core i7. Now, hold on before anybody says, you thought I was going to say Ryzen. No, it's an Intel one. However, a lot of you guys are asking, why don't you go for the AMD ones? Well, the situation here is that when it comes to AMD, and, well, AMD and content creation, okay, it's been kind of mixed results or something like that. That's what I've been getting. And also, Intel has been more buddy-buddy when it comes to the content creation space. So it would make sense that if I were to go for a dual PC capture and video editing mini PC, I could go for an Intel. And yeah, it's an Intel Core i7 13th Gen, 13620H. I'm pretty sure I almost said 13 wrong, but okay. But, however, it's going to be equipped with a GPU, an iGPU, by the way, Intel UHD graphics. That's the iGPU because, well, if we're talking about those mini PCs, there's no room for a dedicated GPU. So, if you want a dedicated GPU, you will have to get one that's equipped with Thunderbolt. Oh, hey, go fish. And not just Thunderbolt, you have to get your hands on an eGPU chassis that supports Thunderbolt 4. Well, I do see Thunderbolt 3 eGPUs. Yes, I know. I'm very well aware of that. However, the one model I got is a 32GB at 1TB, all at a really, really good price. Oh, and add in that coupon, that really good coupon, and all I spent was $520. And that's including this cheap $12 Logitech keyboard, since I'm going to be using... Hold on. No quality burp there. Oh well. Well, since I'm going to be using that for editing and whatever. But, would I actually need that if the wireless keyboard that comes equipped also has a switch for Bluetooth and I could just use the Bluetooth on this? And this could save me a USB port in the back? Curious questions. Curious questions. But hey. Anyway, let's go ahead and unbox up front. Now, up front, this is where I go ahead and unbox. Yes, it's in its factory seal, and it's cooled down after being stuck in a hot Amazon truck. This is what I don't like about ordering electronics in the summer. That's because of the weather. It's not like the Amazon driver can help it. Amazon trucks should come with good-ass air conditioning, but I don't know about the air conditioning in vehicle scene. Yeah, the vehicle air conditioning scene, so I don't know what to tell you at this point. Yes, I'm trying to unwrap the factory seal while talking my head off. And it's leading me to have a hard time doing that. Oh, and before I go ahead further in the video, I do 1080p 60 frames. I do not see me doing 4K pretty soon. To be honest with you here, I don't think anybody is going to be capable of doing 4K except for the highly advanced tech channels like, say, Linus Tech Tips or Gamers Nexus and whatnot. And besides, if everybody's going to be ready for 4K, we would be expecting 60 frames constant, and we would also be in the year 2035 or 2037. Yeah, I know, not to go underestimating, but if you really want my honest opinion, we're too busy trying to fuck each other over and getting at each other's throats, okay? I mean, like, I'm sorry! Okay, so here comes the moment of truth. That's right. Here we go. Oh yeah. Look at that. If you're not a tech channel, don't do this. I'm not even that advanced for a tech channel, so I'm not going to do it. I don't see myself doing this, so yeah. They do not recommend customers to remove the CPU cooler themselves, okay? Don't do that. So, yeah. Manual. And then we have the mini PC. Looking pretty good. Hold on so I don't knock things to the ground. Oh yeah, this is way smaller compared to a Mac Mini. Color me shocked. Hold on. Ow. Hold on. Okay, yikes. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Oh, and it does remind you, if you want to access the top cover or the insights through the top cover, you can go ahead and just do that. But I'm going to leave it alone because I'm not that advanced for a tech channel. Oh, hey. So if you order a bare bones, So if you order a bare bones, okay, this is what you're gonna. You have to put the RAM in yourself. So I ordered 32. Okay, it's a Crucial, and it is a. Okay, there's the Wi-Fi jet. Not bad. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. So this is Mini's form. This is lightweight, actually. Not bad. Alright, now, where do we put it? Oh, right where I have the laptop. So, looks like I did find a permanent solution, should it be the case. Some of you are going to be shocked with what I'm about to say. But some of you are not. But I'm very shocked, I'm surprised, and I will say this. I underestimated. Gonna go ahead and talk about Apple and Apple Silicon real quick. Now, credit where credit's due. 8 gigabytes unified memory when it comes to the base model of the M2 Mac Mini. The fact that it's good enough is damn well impressive to say the least. Okay, I understand the power of the Apple Silicon M2 chip. Okay, whether it's M2, M3, or M4, it's still going to deliver. Okay, and 8 gigabytes is good enough if you do 1080p content creation. So, yeah, that is definitely something to keep in mind about, alright? However, when it comes to the RAM and storage, now when it comes to the storage, when it comes to the base model, you're going to get 256 gigabytes of storage. However, you can remedy that by, you know, saving money and not have to worry about spending an extra like $200 to increase the storage. All you could just do is just get a dock and get a 1 terabyte SSD and go with it that way. Yeah, that's actually kind of good. You can cut that costs. But this is where we head back to the subject at hand when it comes to the mini PC from Mini's form. My total, including the keyboard and the mini PC, despite putting in, yes, I know I put it in that $120-something coupon, okay? That $120-something coupon. I will say that. Okay, I did put that in there, and because of that coupon, my total was like almost $520. And this is very interesting. For that mini PC from Mini's forum, 13th gen Core i7, okay, but 32 gigabytes RAM, 1 terabyte storage. So, yeah, talk about more value, more bang for the buck. And here's the thing. CPUs, whether Intel or AMD, have evolved, really evolved. They're more capable than we actually think, and that's definitely the thing. The iGPU is actually capable of doing dual PC gameplay capturing, doing the video editing, and that is definitely such the case. This is essentially what I'm going to use the mini PC for, the dual PC, as the mini PC being the secondary that's going to capture the gameplay footage and also do the video editing. And the capabilities of that is surprisingly very great, to say the least. Now, don't get me wrong, the rendering times may not be as fast as Apple Silicon, but it does catch up. And to be honest with you here, I'll talk about more in that a little bit later. But when it comes to the gameplay capture through OBS, I do 1080p content, like I said. It is absolutely amazing, to say the least, that after tinkering around with the capture card settings and actually switching back and forth, well, I swapped out from the Type-C to Type-A that I borrowed from the Elgato capture card that I'm not using, and I swapped it back to the included USB Type-C when it came to the Genki Shadowcast 2. And surprisingly, well, it turns out it's probably your USB Type-C port. So something's up with my laptop. Besides, my laptop is essentially outdated, but hey, at least I found my replacement secondary PC. However, if I do want to go travel and do stuff, I have to worry about getting a new laptop while also building a on-the-go ITX rig. That's right, I stand corrected when it came to the USB-C included cable. The USB-C to C included cable, to say the least. And I actually am shocked that the Type-C port was actually not as capable as I thought when it came to the laptop. And yeah, shenanigans ensured, and it is the way that it is. So with that totally said, if you do get a Genki Shadowcast 2 Pro, keep in mind about the included USB-C to C cable, and keep in mind about your ports, okay, before you go ahead and do something. Alright? So, here's the thing. Now, on the front of the mini PC, we're talking about USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C and 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2s, Type A's. Alright, you do have a headphone headset jack, and there is an included, there's a built-in microphone, by the way. There is a built-in microphone inside the mini PC, okay, that is up front too. I'm actually surprised that they didn't mention anything about this in the manual, but it is kind of weird. But on the back, you see USB 3.2 Gen 1s, 2 of them, an HDMI port, two Ethernet ports, I don't know why, I'm still confused about that, but 2 USB 4s. We're talking about Thunderbolt, okay? 2 USB 4s and another HDMI port, and you have your jack for the power input. And what's absolutely amazing here is that I'm using my Arzopa monitor as the display, and yes, I can pretty much power the Arzopa display by itself just by plugging the Type-C and plugging it into the mini PC. And also, another thing to keep in mind about that, it's also going to be the output when it comes to... So I didn't really need an HDMI after all. And this is all by reading this manual. That's right. This is all by reading this manual right here. Yeah, after essentially figuring things out from left and right, knowing that it also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and yes, it does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but no, seriously, from what I found out through the manual, I stood corrected when it came to the included USB Type-C to Type-C when it came to the Genki Shadowcast 2 Pro. And yeah, I am currently using that as the capture card for the bedroom dual PC setup. And yes, after messing around with the settings on OBS, I was able to get better results from left and right. So I was basically recording gameplay footage after gameplay footage, and I was putting gameplay footage that I recorded together in a montage through Shotcut, my go-to video editing software, because it's free and open source. Okay. And boy, oh boy, I will go ahead and say the rendering capabilities may not be as quick as Apple Silicon, but it's surprisingly fast. Okay, it's surprisingly fast. But when it came to like vertical video through CapCut, man, I wonder if that's going to be around if TikTok goes. That's another thing. But the rendering was very snappy, just as snappy as the M2. So, yeah, something kind of says something here. But I will go ahead and get more into that later. But when it comes to OBS gameplay capture, I'm impressed. However, if you want to do live streaming, for the sake of everybody else, trust me, okay, 720, just 720 if you're going to live stream, okay? But OBS gameplay capture, after basically going through the capture card settings and playing around with the capture card settings and getting it nearly identical to how I have my output set up on my RTX 4070 rig, I managed to get better results, and it was more smooth sailing than ever when it came to gameplay capture. So yes, it is capable of doing dual PC gameplay capture through capture cards like the Genki Shadowcast 2 Pro. All you have to do is go mess around with the settings. I had to set my capture card resolution to what I usually keep it at, 1080p, set the frame rate to 120, and then enable buffering, and that kind of gave me the better results. Did I just say kinda just now? Okay, the kinda part is probably just, you know what, actually enable buffering just to be on the safe side. That's what I did. Enable buffering on the safe side and you'll get the better results. I did get the better results. So if you're running into issues, it's going to basically do things for you. It did favors for me when I kind of did what I did. But yeah, after playing around with the settings, yes, absolutely, it is actually capable. There's no frame dips, there's no frame drops, there's barely choppy video, smooth sailing. Apparently I have an addiction to the word kinda. I kinda wonder why. But I need to mind my wording here real quick here. So yeah, it's actually capable. It's actually capable. Play around with the settings. That's what I did. And yeah, it's actually really capable of gameplay capture through OBS. Barely any frame drops. Well, never any frame drops ever. I mean, it stayed at 60. It stayed consistently at 60. More smooth sailing, okay? But when it came to the rendering, boy oh boy, I had like a 3-minute video rendering. And the render times was essentially, I guess you could say almost half. Like 1 minute, 10 seconds. That is just wild. Okay, it's not gonna be as... Okay, it's gonna catch it. It's catching up. It's catching up to Apple Silicon. I will say that. But we are talking about Intel, and Intel has been buddy-buddy in content creation space, so it is the way that it is. So we have a bang-for-the-buck product that offers more RAM, more storage compared to the base model M2 Mac Mini, okay? We have like capabilities that they're catching up. Okay, it's capable of doing gameplay capture, it's capable of doing video editing, it's capable of doing even 4K 60 frame playback, okay? It's like, okay, yep, we know the power of iGPUs, how evolved we are, how further we are. Okay, we're actually that evolved, so that's good to know. Some of you will be shocked, some of you are not going to be shocked when I say that I never worried about any dropped frames whatsoever. When it comes to the dropped frames, that's because of user intervention, like I paused the thing, or I switched settings, or I reversed things back and forward, or buffering. And when it comes to the situation, it was the situation of me going through the capture card settings and getting things figured out. So, video playback, smooth sailing. So the minis form mini PC, okay? Get them when they're on sale and you'll be saving more money than ever. But here's the thing. You're going to get more value. You're going to get more bang for the buck, whether you buy on discount or not, or on sale or not, okay? Because here's the thing. Oh, wait. I'm not talking about Apple Silicon, Apple M2. I'm talking about Windows. Windows Mini PC with CPUs, with iGPUs that are actually more capable than I thought. Okay, so think about the money that I spent in total, including the keyboard from Logitech. Okay, that's almost $520. Core i7 13th gen, but 32 gigabytes RAM, 1 terabyte storage. If it's anything that's more budget friendlier and surprisingly capable, it's definitely that minis form mini PC that I grabbed. And I'm glad that I got that. And now I know of my replacement in the event that my M2 Mac Mini starts to crap out. I'm not saying it's beginning to crap out or it's on the fritz, but hey, if it ends up being when that day comes, I can just go get a mini PC from Minis Forum or any other brand. I could just go ahead and get a Core i7 and I'd be saving a lot of money. I'd be getting more RAM, I'd be getting more storage. So with that totally said, I was expecting the experiment to backfire in my face and I would eventually have to go back to the laptop. But I actually discovered a lot of very interesting things. iGPUs are actually capable than ever, actually more capable than we ever thought. And yeah, it's amazing. And we get more RAM, more storage, and it saves us money compared to an M2 Mac Mini, and we don't have to worry about paying like $200 extra to upgrade the RAM or another $200 extra to upgrade the storage. That's kind of interesting, and this is a situation where Apple needs to start thinking about how they're going to price their stuff and how they're going to approach things, because yeah, they better figure something out here, because the power of mini Windows PCs are going to catch up. Or you could go ahead and install Linux. Some of you guys do that. But the power of the mini PC that's not Apple Silicon, Mac M2 Minis, okay, they're smaller in size, you save more space, you have two USB 4s, okay, with two USB 3s, two USB Gen 2s, 3s in the front, and a Type-C. Do I have to go through my manual again? I cannot believe this. Okay. USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C in the front, alongside the two Gen 2 3.2 Type-A's, okay? And then two USB 4s, and then the two USB 3.2 Gen 1s. A lot of stuff to remember, but definitely more USB ports than the base model M2. Sorry, I'm frustrated with myself, but no, seriously, I do recommend you get your hands on that mini PC, especially from Minis Forum. I'm actually impressed with Minis Forum. I could see where the reputation is. I could see where Minis Forum is getting a hell of a reputation. Yeah, I'm actually amazed. Good work, Minis Forum. That's all I gotta say, and absolutely I recommend you get a hold of a mini PC. You'll be saving more money, you'll get more RAM, you'll get more storage. You definitely do not want to underestimate the power of the mini PC compared... Okay, yeah, it's catching up to Apple Silicon Mac Minis, okay? But the mini PC, it just goes to show there's evidence, and this evidence is the mini PC, and the evidence that's trying to prove this, that you don't have to worry about getting a M2 Mac Mini. That said, recommendable. Absolutely recommendable. That said, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.